we are here. It is nice to have an opportunity to visit. It really is co-creating at its best. And so, are you knowing what you are wanting? Do you have a focused sense of what you're looking for in this co-creative experience today? It's always a good idea. Whether you have sent a question, which may be in our pile of questions today, or whether you have communicated it vibrationally, still we have received it, and still it is part of what we are wanting to talk with you about today. And when you identify here and now what it is that you are wanting to talk about, even, and this may seem odd to you, but even if you are someone who is watching the replay later rather than live with us right now, by identifying what it is that you are wanting, it puts your vibrational point of attraction at a place where you are much more likely to hear the subtle information that we are expressing, especially for you. In the early days, when Jerry and Esther first began their work with us, a few decades ago, they began by just holding seminars around the state of Texas where they were living at that time. And they went once a month to Dallas, and once a month to Austin, and once a month to Houston, and once a month at home in San Antonio. And so many of the same people would come from month to month. And then it occurred to Esther that maybe once you have heard it, you don't want to hear the basis again, because we always spoke about the law of attraction, the law or the science of deliberate creation, and the art of allowing. It was the beginning of every seminar, because we were wanting to lay a focused basis of understanding. And so Jerry and Esther decided that in each city they would hold a double gathering. They would hold a newcomers meeting for those who were just tuning in, and they would hold an old-timers meeting for those old-timers that had been there already 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times. That's old-timers, yes? And what they discovered was no one wanted to miss anything. Everyone wanted to come to everything. And they also discovered that it doesn't matter where you are when you decide to tune in with us. Where you are is just right. And what we are offering will find you if you're clear about what it is you're asking for. It's something that we want to say to you, those of you who are sending in questions for this conversation, or those of you who are not, who are pondering them, or who have life experience or things on your mind. We want you to know that even if you were to draft an email to us, in other words, spend a little time thinking about it and then some time writing it out, and don't send it, you will still hear an answer to your draft, because you are communicating vibrationally. There is an atmospheric internet that the law of attraction is responding to that is many times greater and many times more efficient than the magnificent technology that you are all benefiting from. And so we want to begin here today by letting you know how pleased we are that you've decided to come and play with us. And we also want you to know that a sort of theme of this gathering today, this first Saturday workshop, meaning to replicate in many ways what we would be doing if we were coming to your city today. We want you to know that what's going on with you is important, and that what's going on with you is important to us, and what's going on with you is important to all that is. We also want you to hear from us before we even begin moving through the things that you have and are transmitting to us. We want you to know that our predominant intention in this conversation for these hours that we are together today is to help you to understand how to know what your point of attraction is so that you are not so confused about why something is not working, why something is happening with you the way it is, or why something is not happening with you the way that it is. Now, some of you who consider yourself old-timers might want to say something like, well, you've just got to learn the basics and you've just got to pay attention. And we know, you would say, you old-timers, that you get what you think about whether you want it or not, and that you cannot continue to focus on what you don't want and attract what you do want. And of course, that seems like such a simple premise, and it is really, that you get what you think about. But working out the fine details of what's going on with you vibrationally, with what's going on with your point of attraction, is something that really is a science that you are discovering more and more. That's why we were calling this for quite a while the science of deliberate creation, meaning science because it's always evolving, and deliberate because you are focused upon it. And so, as you hear us moving through some of what you have written that we have pre-chosen for this conversation, you will get a sense of what we are talking about, because in many occasions, in fact, in the predominant number of occasions, you are stuck on that place where your observation of life is so dominant within you that you seem to vibrationally not be able to get past it, even though you're trying to apply processes and trying to do what you think we are encouraging you to do. It is our absolute expectation that because of the wonderful things that you are contributing in terms of a question, and because of your ability to take that in, resonate with it to the degree that you do, and then hear what we are encouraging you to do about it, we know for sure that these hours that we will spend together today will, perhaps as effectively or more effectively than any time you've ever spent focused before, change your point of attraction in a meaningful way. And we are excited about that. We also want you to remember that, and this matters a lot, it's the journey, not the destination. And that's hard for you to hear when you've picked a destination that you want. Whether it's an improved physical condition, or an improved relationship, or a relationship where there isn't one right now, or whether it's improvement in your financial situation, or a better environment at work, or work when there isn't any, or a better relationship with people you love, or with people you are just meeting. It doesn't matter what the topic is. The important thing for you to understand is that it is in progress. It is something that is continually evolving. And when you find satisfaction in that progress from where you have been to where you are, or from where you are to where you prefer to be, then you will have discovered the true essence of living happily ever after. And so, here we go. This first question is fun